Traveling through the world of Dragon Ball, Luo Tian becomes an angel and chooses to experience on the planet of Vegeta. Becoming a god from birth. Born with eternal life. Watching the increasing power of angels, Luo Tian expressed helplessness. Keep growing like this. What do you want other angels to do? How could you embarrass the great priest? I'm just a trainee angel. So strong, how can you make the gods feel so guilty? Keywords of the novel. Dragon Ball. Angel, you don't speak of martial arts, no pop-ups, Dragon Ball. Angel, you don't speak of martial arts, complete collection download, Dragon Ball. Angel, you don't speak of martial arts, latest chapters read. Chapter 1. Being a God at Birth. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. AG 737. Vegeta Planet. As night fell, Luo Tian looked up at the stars and the spaceship fleet floating in the sky, speechless. This day has finally come. Luo Tian knew that in a period of time, it would be the end of the planet Vegeta. Except for a few Scion people, all Scion people on this planet would disappear with Vegeta and become dust in the universe. Of course, Luo Tian will definitely be fine, even if the entire universe is destroyed. Yes, Luo Tian has traveled through. When Luo Tian woke up, he found that he had already traveled to the world of Dragon Ball. Luo Tian did not become a Saya person or an Earthman, but was condensed from the essence of the universe and became an angel. From birth, one is a god. True God. Moreover, one is born with endless life. Their overall strength is even more astonishing. Although there is still a slight gap compared to the god of destruction now. But don't forget, Luo Tian was just born. Having the power to approach the god of destruction from birth, it is simply too easy to surpass the god of destruction through proper training and experience. After the birth of angels, they possess the appearance of adults and will never change throughout their lives. However, Luo Tian has a slight exception. His skin color is slightly different from other angels, not blue, but yellow. Angels need to go out and experience after their birth. After experiencing, angels can also reach corresponding heights in their own strength and take over a new universe. According to the introduction of the Archbishop, the growth of angels can be divided into 4 stages. Each stage is further divided into 3 levels. The current Luo Tian is the first stage and first level. Through his worldly experiences, Luo Tian will gradually grow to the second stage. In the words of a great deity, the so-called experience is to understand your angelic power through your experiences, insights, cultivation, emotions, and other aspects in the world, in order to increase your strength. At present, most of the formal angels in major universes have reached the second stage. A small number of angels have already reached the third stage. Only the great priest claims to have reached the fourth stage. The great priest said that there is a fifth stage above the fourth stage, which is also the goal he has been pursuing. And the god of destruction possesses destruction, which is fundamentally different from the power of angels. If converted into strength, it is equivalent to the first stage of angels. Later, Luo Tian chose to experience on the planet Vegeta. The planet of Vegeta during that period happened to be when Vegeta's father, King Vegeta, had just declared himself king. Luo Tian felt the Scion people on this planet go from prosperity to decline, and gradually move towards destruction. Regarding this, Luo Tian didn't have much to lament, it was just a sight for his angel training. At this moment, more and more Scion people are being summoned back on the planet Vegeta. Luo Tian. Did you also feel it? Just then, a voice rang from behind Luo Tian. It's Badak, Luo Tian too said without looking back. It was Badak, the father of son Wukong, who appeared behind Luo Tian. Badak's appearance is extremely similar to that of son Wukong, with the only difference being a long scar on his face and the plush tail behind him. Luo Tian has been on the planet Vegeta for a long time, so he knows most of the Scion people on the planet. And Badak is also one of Luo Tian's few friends on this planet. When I came back, I saw Frieza's spaceship floating not far from the planet Vegeta. He summoned us back. There must be some huge conspiracy. Badak said in a deep voice. You're right, Luo Tian nodded lightly. Sure enough. Badak's face changed slightly. Frieza is the god who fears the birth of Super Saiyans or Super Saiyans among the Saiyans, which is why he summoned all the Saiyans back and eliminated them in one fell swoop. Luo Tian smiled. Badak. You said so calmly. When I returned, they were indeed discussing the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan gods, Badak pondered. But this is just a legend. Do Frieza also believe these elusive things? Sometimes legends can also become reality, Luo Tian smiled. Badak was speechless. I don't even know how to answer what you said. I absolutely can't let Frieza succeed. Badak gritted his teeth and clenched his fist tightly. Over the years, I have been fighting in extraterrestrial warfare, and my combat power has reached an unprecedented level. If there really is a Super Saiyan, then I think I should be infinitely close. Oh. Luo Tian turned around and glanced at Badak. How dare you say that? Are you infinitely close to the Super Saiyan? With just your fighting power, even a fart from Frieza can kill you. With a combat power of 15,000, isn't it good, Badak? You have already surpassed the king of Vegeta. Luo Tian just glanced at Badak and could already feel his combat power value. Badak was stunned. How did you know? You didn't wear a detector, Badak looked at Latte in surprise. Did that guy Thomas tell you? Luo Tian smiled and did not answer the question. Do you think with my current combat prowess, I'm not a match for Frieza? Asked Badak. You're far behind, Frieza's combat power. Forget it, I won't say it anymore. I'm afraid I'll hit you when I say it, sighed Luo Tian. Badak. It's too inappropriate to speak halfway. It's okay, I'm mentally prepared. Badak gritted his teeth. Luo Tian extended a finger. What? 100000, Badak's face changed color. Luo Tian shook his head. Don't joke, how could it be 1 million? Badak was surprised. Luo Tian continued to shake his head. Badak. Is it 10 million? It's impossible. How could his combat power reach such a high level? Badak was frightened. Less, Luo Tian replied. Badak rolled his eyes and almost fainted. Frieza's combat power is 1 billion, Luo Tian replied, to be precise, it should be 120 million, and I will erase the remaining 20 million for you. Badak's body trembled violently, and his face was like a blank sheet of paper. Frieza's combat power. Is this an incredible existence? Alright, I'm telling you these things just to make you realize the facts, not to live in your own dreams, sighed Luo Tian. Are you joking? Badak said in a deep voice, I think this is simply impossible. With 10,000 combat power, it can destroy the planet. If it were 1 billion combat power, it could destroy the entire galaxy. It's a bit difficult to destroy the galaxy, Luo Tian smiled and didn't continue on this topic. So what about you? Luo Tian, what is your combat power? Badak asked. I don't have combat power, Luo Tian shook his head. What combat power do I need as an angel? Badak was speechless. You said you don't have combat power. Who believes it? Anyway, you just need to remember that no matter how powerful Frieza is, it won't be enough for me to slap him. Luo Tian smiled. Badak remained silent. I can't chat anymore. Can we not brag? I agree with you that you are very powerful. After all, among the many Saiyan people, you are also a very outstanding presence. But you said you could slap Frieza to death, but by the way, Luo Tian's silver white hair is really eye-catching. I have never seen a scion with silver white hair before, Bedak said with a smile, shifting the topic. If you live long enough, perhaps one day you will see another silver-haired scion. Luo Tian smiled and said, that person, I believe you are very familiar with it. Who? Bedak was stunned, showing a look of confusion. Bedak, if I were you, I wouldn't be here to chat with you. Instead, I should find a way to send your son Carrot out as soon as possible, so that even if the planet Vegeta is destroyed, he can still survive. Luo Tian smiled, perhaps one day, he will avenge us Scion people. Bedak. Stop making trouble. My son Carrot. A little guy with only 2 combat power, but what Luo Tian said is right. He should find a way to keep Carrot alive. I don't expect him to avenge us either, as long as he can live a healthy life on that planet. What about you, Latte? What are your plans? Bedak asked. I want to coexist with this planet, Luo Tian smiled. Bedak. How do I feel like you've opened up everything? Forget it, whatever you want. Okay, I understand. Bedak nodded solemnly. Kakarot's combat power is only 2. I believe even if he leaves Frieza in a spaceship, his presence should not be sensed. Perhaps he can really escape this disaster. Go ahead, Luo Tian smiled. After Bedak finished speaking, he immediately bid farewell to Luo Tian and quickly returned to his own home. Gnei, I'm back, Bedak greeted. Did you go find Luo Tian? Gnei smiled sweetly. Yeah, we talked to him. Bedak nodded, I'm afraid things are even more complicated than I imagined. We need to make plans as soon as possible. Did even Luo Tian say that? Gnei's face changed color. Bedak remained silent and looked up at the stars outside the window. A brief silence. By the way, where's Latiz? Bedak asked. Latiz has become a fighter, and he has teamed up with Prince Vegeta to go to another planet, which is very far away from here, so he hasn't returned yet, Jin replied. Prince Vegeta. Are you partnering with such a tricky guy? Bedak remained speechless and then asked, where's Carrot? Are he still in the parenting machine? Yeah, it's been 3 years now. It's time for him to come out, Gnei nodded. Let's go see him. Bedak nodded. Arriving at the bedroom, Bedak saw Carrot in the childcare machine. They've all grown so big. Bedak sighed. Chapter 2. The Destruction of Vegeta Planet. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yes, he looks exactly like you, especially his unique hairstyle. Janae smiled. You wait here, I'll go steal a spherical spaceship and exile this child to another planet. Bedak had already made up his mind. Hey. Gnei was stunned for a moment, is it because of Frieza's conspiracy? Not bad. Bedak remained silent, the sense of unease grew stronger and stronger, and even Luo Tian said so. I think things may be even worse than imagined. After saying these words, Bedak left home in the darkness and secretly went to the spacecraft base to steal a spherical spacecraft back. The couple stuffed Carrot into the spacecraft and quietly entered a mountainous area. Speaking of which, you're actually worried about your child. It doesn't seem like you're a scion, Gnei smiled. Probably infected by your innocence, Bedak smiled. Wow. In the spherical spacecraft, Carrot was crying loudly and tapping the spacecraft with his small fists. It seems that just after coming out of the childcare machine, the environment inside Carrot is not yet very adapted. Carrot, stop making trouble, Bedak said. Hey, Buttock, why don't we run away together, suggested Jin. It's useless, Fraser and his team have detectors, and our combat power will be immediately detected by them. In that case, no one can escape. Bedak shook his head. That is to say, was Kakarot saved because his combat power was only 2, said Gina. Whether he will be saved or not is still an unknown number, Badak said in a low voice, placing the spacecraft on the ground. The program is set to go to a distant planet called Earth. Although there is plenty of food on it, people and resources are of little value, so it is actually an inconspicuous planet. Kakarot, if it's just your dad worrying too much, we'll come over and pick you up soon, Ginny said to Kakarot inside the transparent hatch of the spacecraft. Remember, don't stare at the full moon for too long, Badak also cautioned. I will also tell Latiz about this, said Jine. You must survive, Carrot. Badak waved at Carrot inside the spaceship. Take care. Ji-Nai held back her tears and didn't let them flow. Carrot stretched out his little paw and looked at his parents outside the window with a bewildered expression. Mom and Dad, is this not me anymore? What did I do wrong? Shoo. A light blue flame rose into the sky and quickly rushed into the starry sky, disappearing in a flash. The Son of Destiny is thus sent to Earth. Hey, Carrot, be careful of the Galaxy Patrol, Ginny shouted loudly. The vast universe, vast starry sky. Frieza's spaceship slowly advanced through the starry sky. Is it the Super Saiyan and the god of the Super Saiyan? Frieza sat on the plane, smiling sinister. Your Excellency, I believe this is just a cliché hero legend, replied one of my subordinates. Of course I know, but I can't tolerate any unease. Frieza chuckled lightly, anyway, the Saints are a group of extremely proud people, and they will never completely become my loyal servants. Since that's the case, it's time for them to be destroyed together with the planet. But it's really a pity, after all, the Saiyan people are excellent fighters, sighed the subordinate. How many Saiyans have returned to the planet Vegeta? Asked Frieza. In another month, almost all of them should be back, the subordinate replied. Currently, there are only a very small number of Saiyan people left, and more time is needed to return. I can't wait that long. The initial plan is set for a month later, Lisa smiled. Will this not arouse suspicion from the survivors? Asked the subordinate. He, just tell them that the planet Vegeta was hit by a huge meteorite, right? Frieza smiled. Ha! At this moment, what did the subordinates suddenly notice? What's going on? Asked Frieza. It seems like a spherical spacecraft is passing by from a distant location over there, said the subordinate Lien hurriedly. It seems like it was sent from the planet Vegeta. Let me see who it is. My subordinates immediately manipulated the computer to check the characters on the spaceship. It's a little baby of a Saiyan, with only 2 combat power. The subordinate almost laughed. Fraser. Your Excellency, are you going to shoot down this spaceship? Asked the subordinate. With a combat power of only 2, even if you survive, it's difficult to survive in this universe, Fraser chuckled lightly. I'll just accumulate some good virtues. Subordinate. Your Excellency, do you have any virtues? You disdain to go and shoot him down. A distant planet. The Saiyan people such as Vegeta, Naba, and Latiz have already killed most of the humans on this planet. At the age of only 5, Vegeta was sitting on a stone, holding a fruit resembling an apple in her hand and nibbling on it. Is it really okay not to go back? You're a prince, Latiz asked. After experiencing this battle, Latiz also suffered a slight injury. However, Vegeta and Naba are unharmed. Whatever, just pretend you didn't hear it, said Vegeta calmly. Okay. Latiz thought this method was good. Alright, there are still many surviving humans on this planet, and we need to eliminate them all one by one, Vegeta said, getting up and throwing away the apples, instructing several Saiyan companions present. Time passed day by day. It will arrive in just 3 months. Frieza's spacecraft hovers high in the troposphere of the planet Vegeta. Creak. Fraser's spaceship hatch opened. Schwa. Frieza slowly flew out of the spaceship in an aircraft. Ahahaha. Frieza let out a strange laugh, and his hand also condensed an extremely powerful planetary destruction bomb. Disappear, Planet Vegeta. Frieza laughed wildly, and the planet destruction bomb in her hand surged at the sight of the wind. Fraser. Badak's breath erupted, elevating his energy to the extreme and charging towards the location of Frieza in the air. Looking at Bardak rushing up, Frieza's face was filled with disdain. Ahahaha. Frieza let out a strange cry and gently waved his hand downwards, causing the planet destruction bomb in his hand to crash. The planetary destruction bomb covers the sky and the sun, carrying endless pressure. Chi-la chi-la. On the planet destruction bomb, arcs erupted wildly, as if they were about to devour the entire world. Qigong wave. In Badak's hand, energy surged and a powerful Qigong wave hit the planet destruction bomb. Puff. Badak's Qigong wave is like a small water droplet in the ocean, which dissipates instantly after coming into contact with a planetary destruction bomb. Badak's pupils suddenly contracted and froze at that time. Too strong. As Luo Tian said, Frieza's combat effectiveness is probably unfathomable. I have no choice but to use the planet destruction bomb that he casually summoned. The planetary destruction bomb fell in the direction of Badak. Badak's face was filled with despair as he lost all hope. Jine, Latiz, Carrot, goodbye. Badak smiled helplessly. Schwa. Just as Badak thought he was going to die without a doubt, he suddenly noticed a figure flickering around him, and someone appeared in front of him. Luo Tian. Badak was stunned for a moment. I knew I couldn't do it. Luo Tian sighed. Pop. Immediately afterwards, the scepter in Luo Tian's hand suddenly appeared. What is this? Badak was stunned. It's just a guy eating, you don't have to worry, Luo Tian smiled. Pop. Immediately after, the crystal ball on the scepter in Luo Tian's hand suddenly burst into a brilliant flame. Click. In the void where Luo Tian and Badak were located, a blue vortex emerged. In consideration of our acquaintance, let me take you away from here, Luo Tian said, kicking Badak into the blue vortex. Immediately afterwards, Luo Tian also plunged into the vortex. Pop. At the next moment, the two suddenly disappeared. At the moment when the two had just disappeared, the planetary destruction bomb in the sky also fell. Boom boom. The entire planet of Vegeta split apart on the spot, instantly turning into dust from the universe. Ahahaha. Frieza burst out laughing excitedly, the fireworks on the planet are still so beautiful and moving. I don't know how long it has been, but Badak finally woke up. Are you awake? Badak took a closer look and found that two foreigners, one tall and one short, appeared next to him. The two of them have pale purple skin and a strange appearance. They have large purple oval heads with two antennae-like eyeballs standing on top of their heads. Badak frowned and showed a wary expression. Don't be so vigilant. I'm a doctor from this village, my name is Ibana, and he's my son Bailey. The tall man greeted with a friendly smile, when we found you, you fainted in the big forest in the distance. Bailey brought you back. Well, this is a healing potion on the planet plant. Speaking, Ibana picked up Badak's arm and poured the healing potion onto his injured forearm. Badak paused for a moment. This thing looks very much like the therapeutic liquid in a therapeutic device. Just now, this guy said this is planet plant. Isn't this the name before the planet Vegeta? What the hell is going on here? How could I appear in this place? Chapter 3. Goodbye in 1000 years. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You should take a good rest first. I believe it won't be long before your injury fully recovers, Ibana smiled. Badak didn't speak. After Ibana finished speaking, he and Bailey left the scene. Not long after Ibana and Bailey left, Luo Tian's figure also appeared at the entrance of the cave. Luo Tian. It's you. Badak was stunned and looked at Luo Tian with a bewildered expression. He quickly asked, what's going on here? Where are we? He just said this is the planet Plant. Isn't the planet Plant the name before the planet Vegeta? Badak asked several questions in a row. Oh my, it's too early for an accidental shuttle. It seems like 1,000 years ago here, Luo Tian pondered. Badak widened his eyes and his face was filled with shock. What? This is 1,000 years ago. Don't joke anymore. Live well, Badak. Perhaps when you live to the era we live in, you will see me. Luo Tian stepped forward and patted Badak's shoulder. Badak. What does it mean? Come on, you can do it. Luo Tian smiled. What kind of person are you? Exactly. Badak trembled and asked. You can understand that I am a god, Luo Tian smiled slightly. Badak remained silent. God. What these words say actually, Badak is not skeptical either, mainly because he cannot accept it. It's like a friend you've been with for many years, suddenly he says he's a god and he can do anything. Can you accept it? Are you afraid or not? You see, to be honest, you don't believe me, Luo Tian smiled. Alright, cherish it and strive to become a Super Saiyan as soon as possible. Are you saying? Can I become a Super Saiyan? Badak's heart moved and he quickly asked. Just say something nice when parting, can't you hear it? Luo Tian sighed. Badak fell silent again. I can't chat anymore. You can always talk the world to death. So. What about Jine? Badak asked again. Of course it was not born until 1,000 years later, Luo Tiandao said. Come on, strive to live for 1,000 years. Badak Heartstopper. Who can live for 1,000 years? The lifespan of Saiyan people is only over 100 years, and with good luck, they can live for 200 years. 200 years is already an extremely long lifespan. After all, the lifespan of Saiyan people is actually not much different from that of Earthlings. However, Saiyan people are able to enter a state of combat during their youth and maintain their youthful appearance for a long period of time. This is done for the convenience of a good battle to continue. The appearance of youth can persist until around 60 or 70 years old, and then gradually age. The lifespan of most Saiyan people, assuming no war damage, is only around 80 or 90 years old. I have to go back. Goodbye by chance, Luo Tian waved his hand. Pop. A scepter reappeared in Luo Tian's hand. The crystal ball on the scepter emitted a blue flame. Suddenly, a vortex emerged on the scene. Wait. Wait. Take me back too, Badaklian said busily. Luo Tian ignored Badak and entered the vortex, disappearing in a flash. Badak's body trembled violently. 1,000 years. How can I live to 1,000 years later? That's simply impossible. I also need to go back. I absolutely cannot stay in this era. I want to go home. Pop. Badak collided head-on into the vortex. However, Badak did not travel back, but felt his head hit against a hard stone, feeling dizzy for a while. Shwa. At the next moment, the blue vortex suddenly disappeared. Hey, wait a moment. Don't disappear. Badak shouted loudly. Then, there was no more. The whole world seems to be quiet at this moment. Cave, it's still that cave. Adding a sense of loneliness and helplessness. What disappeared? Did you have a nightmare? At this moment, Bailey walked up with food and looked at Badak with a surprised expression on his face. Badak silently looked at Bailey. Are you okay? Asked Bailey with concern. Get lost. I don't want to talk to you. Bedak snorted. Schwa. Luo Tian returned to his own era through a time and space tunnel. However, at this point, the planet Vegeta has been destroyed. Even Fleisa left here in a spaceship. Luo Tian is suspended in space like this. What? Saving the planet Vegeta. That is impossible. As an angel, it is a principle to maintain a neutral state. Of course, this principle may not necessarily be unbreakable. Mainly, Luo Tian felt that there was no need to save the planet Vegeta. The destruction of this planet is a matter of time. It is normal for a race to decline from its peak in this vast universe. As for the saying that angels will disappear if they fight with all their might. Regarding this matter, Luo Tian also consulted with the great priest. The great priest said, as long as you are strong enough, you don't actually need to fight with all your might. Just like the current Frieza, Latiz could have slapped him to death. With a gentle slap, Frieza belched. Will Luo Tian disappear like this? Of course not. Because Luo Tian did not give his all to fight. But if the opponent were to be replaced by Billis, under full combat, Luo Tian's current strength would indeed disappear. However, if Luo Tian is given time to practice and gain insight, I believe there will eventually be a day when he will hang and beat Billis. Next, I think I should go to Earth to play, Luo Tian pondered. Anyway, life on the planet Vegeta has fulfilled my childhood dream. Shoo. Luo Tian muttered to himself and immediately transformed into a brilliant flame, flying rapidly towards the direction of the Earth. In the starry sky, a massive spacecraft is slowly moving forward. Ahahaha. In the spaceship, Frieza's wild laughter occasionally came out. I'm so happy today. The planet Vegeta was destroyed like this. How many surviving Saiyans are there now? Frieza suddenly asked his subordinates beside him. Well. Your Excellency Fleisa, according to our statistics, there are less than 10 remaining Saiyan people, his subordinate immediately replied, including some Saiyan people who left the planet a long time ago and have lost contact. Your Excellency Fleisa, among the remaining saints, only this Prince Vegeta is outstanding, and he has extremely high talent. At a young age, his combat power has already reached 15,000. If he continues to develop. Dodoria whispered to the side. The little ghost from Vegeta and a few Saiyan children have not returned. I estimate they pretended not to hear Lord Frieza's call. Sabo smiled. By the way, their battle on that planet. Only 3 people survived, and the rest died. Dodoria looked at the remote data again. That little Vegeta did an extremely good job in this battle. Your Excellency Fleisa, just in case, why don't you bring that little devil Vegeta to your side for development? Dodoria suggested, I feel excited just thinking about it. Let a big player who is almost reaching the level train in the beginner's village. Even if given 20 or 30 years, his combat power may not be greatly improved. You watch and do it, Fraser smiled. Shoo. As he was speaking, a brilliant flame flashed across the starry sky in the distance, but disappeared in a flash. It is Luo Tian who passed by here. What? What is that? Sabo widened his eyes and looked towards the brilliant diamond-like flame in the distance. Sabo, there's nothing big or small to be surprised about, Dodoria smiled. There are still many such phenomena in space. How could I vaguely feel like someone flew over there? Sabo rubbed his eyes, this person. Feels like a Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, I've seen it somewhere before. Frieza glanced at Sabo. Your Excellency Fleisa, I may have been dizzy, I'm really sorry. Sabo quickly apologized, there can never be such a Saiyan existence, after all, the planet Vegeta has already been destroyed. Besides, Sabo, no Saiyan can fly so fast, Dodoria chuckled lightly. This is. Sabo nodded. After Sabo finished speaking, he fell silent again. That person really looks like a scion I've met. Especially his silver white hair, it definitely left a deep impression on me. Yes, Luo Tian. That scion named Luo Tian. Just, how could it be? Didn't Luo Tian die with the planet Vegeta? I must be dizzy. That's right. I still don't need to worry too much. Sabo, what's going on? Are you still thinking about what happened earlier? Frieza squinted her triangular eyes and looked at Sabo. No. Sabo waved his hand vigorously. It's good if there's none, Fraser chuckled lightly. Sabo fell silent again. Frieza also frowned. Just now, for a moment, a hint of unease suddenly appeared in my heart. What exactly is going on? This slight unease seems to be related to that brilliant flame. Is that brilliant flame really a scion flying? Frieza wanted to catch up, but the speed of that flame was too fast, even faster than the speed of a spaceship. Are you still chasing a yarn? With the current level of technology of the Flysa Legion, don't think about it. And it's also impossible to explore the other person's image at all. A certain unnamed planet. Vegeta. Just received a call, the planet Vegeta has been destroyed due to the impact of a huge meteorite. Latiz was shocked, his face changed again and again. What? Naba also broke out in a cold sweat on his face. So. Are there only 3 of us left among the Scion people? Latiz said in a deep voice. There's no way to be the king of the saints now, a hint of helplessness appeared on Vegeta's innocent face. Latiz. Naba. When has it been? Are you still thinking about the king of the Saiyans? The Scion people seem to have only the 3 of us left. Chapter 4. I am flying to Earth. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There seems to be another Scion who survived. He's my younger brother, Latiz scratched his head. A month ago, he was already sent to an alien planet by my parents. Which planet was it sent to? Mom told me, I can't remember anymore. Vegeta, what should we do next? Naba ignored Latiz's brother and had no idea at all. Of course, I will continue to fight. Vegeta smiled slightly, at my current rate of growth in combat power, sooner or later I will make my own combat power reach over 100,000. 100,000 combat power. Naba's face changed color. Terrible guy. My combat power is only 500 now. If it weren't for my luck, I might have died in battle this time, Latiz sighed. You should really improve your combat power as soon as possible, you know the guy who is dragging you down, Vegeta snorted. Yes. Latiz quickly replied. Earth. Looking at this familiar and unfamiliar planet, Luo Tian felt a little emotional for a moment. Looking down at the Earth from this space, the feeling is quite profound. Shoo. At the next moment, Luo Tian quickly descended towards the direction of the Earth. Oh, who will save me? Help. Just then, Luo Tian suddenly heard a voice coming from below. Luo Tian took a closer look. I saw 2 robbers on the ground below, intending to do some outrageous things to a beautiful girl. The girl stepped back step by step, her face pale. Moreover, what makes the girl feel most desperate is that there are not many people around here. It's not an exaggeration to call this place a wilderness. Little sister, let's have a good time here. There are only 3 of us here, as long as you make us have a good time. Hee 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 hee. One of the scarred faces showed a mischievous smile. Such a beautiful little sister. TSK. We're really lucky today. Another young man with a braid appeared with a smile. The 2 of them were pressing towards the girl step by step. Girls are also constantly regressing. Due to being too nervous, the girl's footsteps became unsteady and she knelt on the ground at that time. Do you like to kneel down, little sister? Scar's face smiled even more brightly. The girl burst into tears. Who will save me? Gak. Come and save me, the girl shouted loudly. Stop shouting, it's useless. There's no one around here. The brave young man smiled and was about to step forward and take action. Pop. At this moment, Luo Tian fell from the sky and landed beside the girl. Bang! Luo Tian kicked the young man with a single kick and kicked him away. The young man with braids slid through an arc in the air, and by the time he landed, he had already fainted on the spot. Oh my, if one accidentally applies too much force, he might become a vegetative. Luo Tian sighed, create evil, I'm not belligerent. What? Who are you? Scar's face changed and he immediately pulled out a pistol and aimed it at Luo Tian's body. Bang! Luo Tian slapped the pistol in Scarface's hand and flew it out. The scarred face froze. A brief silence. Scarface suddenly reacted and immediately pulled out a dagger from behind. Pop! Luo Tian grabbed the dagger and gently broke it. Click! The dagger was directly broken by Luo Tian. What other weapons are there? Luo Tian smiled. There's nothing left. Master, spare your life. Scar's face was scared and he knelt down at the time. Bang! Luo Tian kicked it over. Scared face curved in the air, with its head stuck to the ground. As for whether he died or not, Luo Tian can't care so much. Do you dare to strike an angel? Death is not worth cherishing. So handsome. Little red hearts flickered in the girl's eyes. You're really handsome. Are you okay? Luo Tian looked at the girl. However, at first glance, Luo Tian was slightly stunned. This girl seems to have met somewhere before. It seems like I saw it in a comic book. The girl has long golden hair, which looks a bit similar to Bourma. Can you say? She's Bulma's sister. Hello, I'm Latiz. Thank you for saving me. I will definitely repay you well. The girl quickly introduced herself and bowed to Luo Tian. Latiz. Luo Tian was stunned for a moment. She is indeed Bulma's sister. I didn't expect to see Bulma's sister just as I arrived on Earth. My name is Luo Tian. Luo Tian smiled and asked, why are you in this deserted place? I am a novelist. I want to collect materials here for easy writing. Who knew I would encounter those two bad people? Tay still had lingering fear, thank you again. For your life-saving kindness, no matter what, I want to thank you well. Do you want to make a promise with your own body? Luo Tian smiled. Tace. Just now I thought you were very serious. I didn't expect to just say 2 words. You're just joking. Pop. At this moment, Gark descended from the sky and quickly appeared at the scene. Latiz, were you shouting for help just now? Gak quickly asked. Yeah. Latiz wiped her sweat. Your speed, by the time you come over, I will have already been bullied by them. Are you going to be rude to Miss Tace? Gak pointed at Luo Tian and asked. Luo Tian knows Jaka. Luo Tian also knows that Gak is a galaxy patrol. No, it's not like that. Latiz quickly explained. Latiz, you don't need to say much, let me repair him, Gak said, taking a combat stance. Bang! Luo Tian slapped it fiercely. Before Gak could react, he was immediately taken flying. Tace. What about repairing someone else as agreed? Why is it so unprotected? Aren't you the elite known as the Galaxy Patrol? Is this guy a fake? Jaka quickly adjusted his figure and returned to the scene once again. Who are you? Gark's face changed color. How could this silver-haired boy be so powerful? There wouldn't be such a powerful person among the current Earthlings. Gak. He's not a bad person, he saved me, Latiz quickly explained. Not a bad person. Gak was stunned. Yes, his name is Luo Tian. Latiz introduced, Luo Tian, this is Jiaka, he is my friend. You must have misunderstood just now. That's okay, then forget it, Luo Tian nodded. Jiaka. Beat me, forget it. Although you did a decent job just now, the main thing is that I wasn't well prepared. If I were serious, you wouldn't be my opponent. Gak chuckled and said friendly to Luo Tian, but then again, you're quite impressive. Are you interested in developing in the Galaxy Patrol? With your strength, you should be able to quickly become an elite member of the Galaxy Patrol. I'm not interested, Luo Tian shook his head. What? The elite of the Galaxy Patrol, that's the dream of many humans. Gak froze and asked in surprise. By the way, has Mel's become an elite now? Luo Tian asked with a smile. Mel's. Gak hesitated for a moment and looked at Luo Tian without blinking, asking, do you know Mel's? I'm his brother, Luo Tian smiled. Jiaka. I'll go. I said why is this guy so powerful? It turns out he's Mel's brother. This is so special. It's embarrassing now. No wonder this guy also has silver hair, the same color as Mel's hair. No, Mel's has blue skin, your two skin colors are completely different, Gak asked. In principle, we are not considered brothers and have no blood relationship, so it is normal for us to have different skin colors, Luo Tian smiled. Ha, it's like this. Gak wiped his sweat. Do you know each other? Latiz interjected. To be precise, I know Mel's from the Galaxy Patrol, Luo Tian smiled slightly. By the way, Gark, Mel's should be the #1 figure in the Galaxy Patrol now. No. I'm the #1. Gak hurriedly said. Luo Tian smiled and did not expose Gak's lie. Jiaka likes to talk big, and Luo Tian is quite clear about this. Miss Tace, how are you doing with your search for novel materials? Gak asked, this area should be used to build your novel worldview, shouldn't it? I always feel like there's something missing, Latiz pondered. Hey, we agreed. I'll take you to find the material for the novel, and you'll provide me with the energy for the spaceship. Jiaka became anxious. I don't want to be trapped on this planet. This ancient planet doesn't even have communication equipment with our headquarters. At this point, Jiaka immediately looked at Luo Tian, with flashes of brilliance in his eyes. Your name is Luo Tian, right? How did you come to Earth? You must have come through a spaceship, right? Can I borrow your spaceship? Jiaka seemed to have found a life-saving straw and quickly asked Luo Tian. The reason why Gak appeared on Earth was because he received a message from the Galactic Patrol headquarters that a terrifying scion would land on this planet and launch a devastating attack on it. In order to prevent this scion from doing evil, Gak piloted a spacecraft with a righteous image and landed on Earth. However, during the landing of the spacecraft, the engine accidentally collided with a hard stone, causing the spacecraft to malfunction. To repair a spacecraft, a relatively special type of energy is needed. This special energy source is extremely valuable. Jiaka has no money. You can't go grab it, can you? I am the embodiment of justice. Fortunately, Gak met the novelist Tace. Tace said that there should be such energy in her home, but she doesn't want to go home yet. She just wants to find some materials for writing novels outside. In order to return to the Galactic Patrol headquarters as soon as possible, Gak had to gather materials for the novel with Latiz everywhere. As for the matter with the scion, Gak also investigated after arriving on Earth. It seems that there hasn't been any terrifying scion appearance. Well, there must be an error in the intelligence. I flew to Earth without using a spaceship, Luo Tian replied. Jaka. How boastful. Melza's brother, can we not boast? Even if you say your spaceship is broken, it's better than the current reason. Chapter 5. So, I'm going to be a son.in.law. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Okay, since you think my spaceship is broken, let's talk about it according to your thoughts, Luo Tian smiled. Jaka was slightly taken aback. How does he know my inner thoughts? Yes, it must be a coincidence. Forget it, I'll take you home to find the energy source you're talking about, seeing how anxious you are. Tay sighed. You guys talk, I should also say goodbye, Luo Tian waved his hand. After saying these words, Luo Tian will leave the scene. Wait a moment. Latiz quickly stepped forward and grabbed Luo Tian's hand. Is there anything else? Luo Tian asked. Luo Tian, I said I would repay you well. Why don't you come home with me? Latiz made an invitation. You really don't want to commit to each other, do you? Luo Tian asked. Latiz wiped sweat. What? Latiz, are you going to marry him? Gak also had an excited expression on his face. That's great. I just love attending other people's weddings and can enjoy the delicious food at the wedding banquet. Latiz. What's your logic? Just for the sake of eating delicious food. Cough. You misunderstood. I just wanted to simply repay Luo Tian. Latiz quickly explained. Oh, it startled me. I thought you really wanted to commit to each other, Luo Tian chuckled. Latiz wiped sweat. Luo Tian, you can always talk the world to death. So, let's go, Latiz said, casually taking out a universal capsule and throwing it out. Bang! The universal capsule has transformed into a jet helicopter. Jaka immediately rushed up, took a photo of the helicopter, and silently studied it. Hey, don't be fooled by my helicopter idea. I'm sure I have the energy you mentioned at home, don't worry, said Latiz in frustration. I didn't mean to have any idea about your helicopter, I just think your helicopter model is too outdated, Gak said with a sly smile. Whatever you want. Don't you know how to fly? Coincidentally, this helicopter can accommodate 2 people, so you have to follow us well, said Latiz, pulling Luo Tian's hand and stepping onto the helicopter. Helicopter start. Jaka. Hey, don't you know? Are you really leaving me behind? Gak said innocently. I met you first. You're lucky, don't you just ignore me when you see a handsome guy. Shoo. Latiz ignored Gak and controlled a jet helicopter to glide a white gas in the air, moving rapidly towards the direction of Shidu. Jaka stepped on the flames and flew up, following behind. Soon, Latiz and Luo Tian landed at the headquarters of Universal Capsule. Hello, Latiz, is this the Universal Capsule Group on Earth? It is said that Universal Capsule Group is the wealthiest company on Earth. How did you land the helicopter here? Gak exclaimed from behind. Fool, this is my house. Latiz smiled mysteriously. Gak froze. Your family. Hee, I can't believe it. Actually, I'm the young lady of a wealthy family, Latiz said with a smile. Jaka. Jaka is truly speechless. You, a wealthy lady, must pretend to be a poor scholar. I have reached adulthood and I don't want to rely on my family's wealth to sustain my life anymore, Latiz said seriously, even though our family's money will never be spent for a few lifetimes. Okay, it's strange what wealthy people think, Gak shook his head. However, through my time outside, I have figured it out. Although I also want to be self-sufficient, I think I can use the money at home if I can, and I can't spend it all if I keep it. Latiz smiled. It's good if you can figure it out, Gak nodded. Luo Tian didn't speak, his expression seemed relatively calm. How's it going? Did Luo Tian get scared? Latiz chuckled. Latiz saw that Luo Tian didn't speak and naively thought he was scared. After all, looking like an ordinary beautiful girl, she suddenly transformed into the world's richest lady. Who could have thought of it? This gap is really big enough. So, I'm going to be a son.in.law, Luo Tian pondered. Tace. Jaka. This kid is really good at chatting. Oh, has Tace returned? At this moment, Dr. Breves rode over on his bicycle, helped out his glasses, and looked at Tace with a loving expression on his face. Dad, this is Galactic Patrol Gark. It is said that he came to Earth from a distant Milky Way. He asked us for a special energy source. Does Dad have it here? Latiz said to her father and casually pointed in the direction of Latte and Gark. What? It's really amazing, from a distant Milky Way. Dr. Bryphus walked across from Latte and silently studied him, holding his eyes. So you're an alien. Strangely enough, you don't seem to have much difference from Earthlings. Silver white hair, although quite special, Earthlings are not without it. Luo Tian. Jaka. Tace. Dad, this is the Galaxy Patrol. Latiz said with a black face. Oh. It's you. You look really different from humans on Earth, isn't what you're wearing on your face? Dr. Breves asked curiously. This is not a mask, my face already looks like this, Gak wiped his sweat. This outfit looks very unique, what material is it made of? Dr. Breves asked again. The top was uniformly distributed by the Galaxy Patrol, Gak replied. Pants. Dr. Bryphus reached out to try on the Gak pants again, sighing incessantly. The material of these pants is really good, it's completely in contact with the skin, isn't it? Is it a fusion material used? Sorry. I'm not wearing pants, Gak wiped his sweat again. Breves. Tace. Don't look at me. Our body structures are already different, there's nothing to be surprised about not wearing pants, Gak said loudly. Actually, it's nothing, Luo Tian nodded, not surprised. It's still Luo Tian who knows a lot. Jaka gave Luo Tian a grateful glance. It's like the little pets we keep, such as the cats and dogs over there, and the little dinosaurs, they're all naked, aren't they? Luo Tian smiled. I'm not a pet. I'm the most powerful human on our planet. Gak exclaimed in frustration. Luo Tian nodded. Gak's tears are almost falling down. Your indifferent attitude makes me wonder how to take it. This is. Dr. Blives looked at Latte again. Dad, his name is Luo Tian. When I was in danger, he stepped forward and saved me. He was my savior, Latiz said quickly. So, are you planning to commit to each other? Dr. Breves asked. Dad. Can we have a good chat now? Tace's face turned red. Cough. To be honest, what materials do you need? Dr. Breves turned his head to look at Gak. Yes. Gak then stated the energy needed for the spacecraft. There should be, come and take a look with me. It may be called differently, Dr. Breves greeted Gak. Okay, thank you, Doctor. Gak thanked. Tace, you can take your boyfriend around first, Dr. Breves said. I'll take Gak to see the energy he needs. Dad, he's not my boyfriend, we haven't established a relationship yet. Latiz exclaimed coquettishly. Dr. Breves didn't say anything more and took Gak to find the energy he needed. I'm really sorry, Luo Tian. My dad likes to make such boring jokes, said Tace with a red face. I think he's quite humorous, Luo Tian smiled. Let's go, I'll take you for a walk, Latiz called out. Okay, please. Luo Tian nodded. Latiz was stunned for a moment. You can finally have a good chat. That's our courtyard over there. Thais pointed to an infinitely spacious courtyard ahead and introduced it to Luo Tian. As she was speaking, a little girl walked over calmly. The little girl looks around 5 years old and wears a blue ponytail. The little girl is holding a toy gun in her hand. Luo Tian, take a closer look, where is this toy gun? This is clearly a powerful laser gun. Luo Tian is very familiar with this little girl. The little girl is the protagonist of Dragon Ball World, Bourma. Sister, have you come back? Bourma looked up at Thais and asked. Luo Tian, this is my sister Bourma, Thais introduced. Who is he? Is his sister's boyfriend? Bourma curiously studied Luo Tian. Thais' face instantly turned black. What is on the mind of little girls nowadays? You're only 5 years old. Do you already know your boyfriend? It must be that you are so precocious because you brush TikTok when you have nothing to do. Just an ordinary friend. Bourma, don't talk nonsense, Thais scolded. Is that right? It's the first time I've seen my sister take a boy home, Bourma said confidently, with a hint of maturity on her innocent face. Thais. I can't chat anymore. Chapter 6. The entire universe is my home. You are listening at novelfull.audio. But this little brother is so handsome, Bourma stared at Luo Tian. He looks much better than our kindergarten classmates. Thais wiped sweat. Luo Tian remained silent. Do you compare me to your kindergarten classmates? Oh my, it's Thais back. At this moment, another woman's voice came over. Luo Tian looked up and saw a middle-aged woman slowly walking over from a distance. It was Bourma's mother. Is this Thais' boyfriend? Bourma's mother greeted with a smile. Thais is about to cry. This house is really unbearable. How about I go out and look for a job as soon as I graduate? Take a look at this family. There is no serious one. I suspect I found it. Luo Tian, this is my mother, Thais could only introduce. Hello auntie, sorry to bother you. Luo Tian saluted politely. Little brother is so handsome, isn't he really Thais' boyfriend? If not, let's just be my boyfriend, Bourma's mother smiled. Thais felt her anger about to explode. Mom, you really have enough. Are you not afraid of letting Dad hear this? It seems. Even if Dad heard it, he didn't seem to care about it. What a mistake. Why did I bring Luo Tian to our house? Such a beautiful little brother, you must wait for me to grow up quickly. If my sister doesn't want you, I will be your girlfriend. Bourma spoke confidently. Go, let the children play on the side, Thais scolded angrily. Sister, you're still so fierce. Bourma chuckled, girls need to learn to be gentle so that little brother Luo Tian can like you. Thais. Brother Luo Tian, what do you want to drink? Bourma's mother asked, please don't be constrained, just make this your home. Anything is fine, Luo Tian smiled. How about a cup of coffee? Speaking of which, when Luo Tian was practicing on the planet Vegeta, he had not yet had coffee. Because there is no coffee plant on the planet Vegeta. Now that you have returned to Earth, having a cup of coffee is a good choice. Also, the food on the planet Vegeta is really hard to swallow. Fortunately, even if Luo Tian doesn't eat or drink, it's still possible. But if I don't eat for a long time, I always feel greedy. I'll go make coffee for you. Thais felt that this place couldn't stay any longer, so she ran over to make coffee. Brother Luo Tian, have you ever kissed Thais? Asked Bourma's mother. Thais had just run a short distance, and after hearing her mother's words, she almost stumbled to the ground. Mom! Is it appropriate for you to say that in front of Bourma? She's only 6 years old. Thais's chest heaved up and down in anger. Oh my, teenage girls are so irritable. Mom came over from that time, Bourma's mother smiled. Thais's tears ran down her face. Isn't it just a kiss? Don't treat me like a child who doesn't know anything. Bourma takes it easy, I've seen it all on TV. Not yet, we just met. Luo Tian wiped his sweat. This family really doesn't have anyone left. However, after careful consideration, Luo Tian realized that the Bourma family was like this. It seems that no matter what happens, they always maintain an optimistic attitude. Even when the demon Buo was about to destroy the entire Shidu, Bulma's parents still chose to stay in their own home and live and die together with the small animals. Case. I can't chat anymore. I'll go make coffee instead. Where is brother Luo Tian from? Bulma's mother casually asked. I come from all over the world, Luo Tian replied. Does the meaning of the world is home mean that there is no home? Bourma murmured softly. To be precise, the entire universe is my home, Luo Tian smiled. Bourma. I can really boast. You have left me speechless. Bourma's mother was also speechless for a moment. After a moment of idle chatter, Gak also found the energy source for the spacecraft and walked towards him with Dr. Breves. Thank you so much, Doctor. Gak thanked me. If it weren't for you, it would have been difficult for me to return to the Galactic Patrol headquarters. It's nothing, you don't need to be polite, it's just a simple matter. The doctor smiled. Is this an alien? Bourma's eyes lit up after seeing Gak. Yes, I'm from another planet. In your words, I'm an alien. Gak proudly patted Bourma's head. Finally, I've seen a living alien. Bourma silently studied Gak. The little girl has such a personality, Gak chuckled. Hello, aliens, can you fly? Bourma asked. Of course, I am an elite member of the Galaxy Patrol, and flying is simply too easy for me. Gak smiled and two golden flames emerged from his feet, his body already suspended in the air. Great. Bourma clapped his hands and exclaimed. Oh, this is an alien, Bulma's mother reacted and looked at Gak curiously. By the way, Gak, what do you mean is that the reason you came to Earth is because of a certain race? Who has descended on Earth? Will they be dealing a devastating blow to Earth? Dr. Blythe suddenly asked. Yes, the Scion people are very powerful. They are a fighting nation, Gak nodded hard. But there should be some intelligence issues. Nothing that makes me worry about nothing. Is this gun powerful? Bourma shook the pistol in her hand. Gark wiped sweat. Little girl, you have a toy gun. Do you think it's just a child playing house? Of course not. You should be able to shoot that bad guy away with just one shot. Gak said politely with a smile. Well, I also think the gun I made is quite powerful, Bourma nodded lightly and then aimed the pistol at the nearby lake. Shoo! Bourma pulled the trigger. A flame shot out from the muzzle and hit the lake. Boom boom. With a loud bang, the water in the lake rose to a height of 10,000 zhang. Jiaka was scared out of his wits and his whole body was trembling. Where did this little girl get her weapon from? Why is it so powerful? Is it okay? Aliens, Bourma said with a smile. Although Bourma is so young, she is a scientific genius, Dr. Breves smiled with relief. She should have inherited my excellent genes. It's really amazing, really amazing. Gak wiped his sweat. By the way, Doctor, I'll go back first, you guys can talk. Okay, Dr. Breves nodded lightly. Come and play whenever you have time. No problem, Gak waved his hand and rose into the air. Shoo! Gark quickly left Bourma's home. Sure enough, scientists are all weirdos. This family, except for Miss Thais who can be a bit normal, the rest of them are monsters. I'd better stay away from them. Is there really an alien invasion of Earth? Dr. Breves muttered softly before taking it to heart. There are really extraterrestrial beings who do bad things, why not capture them and study them carefully? Bourma was also pondering. The coffee is here. Latiz brewed the coffee and brought it up. After seeing the huge fluctuations on the lake's surface, Latiz had become commonplace. Anyway, there isn't a normal person at home. Well, it smells so good. It's been a long time since I last had coffee. Luo Tian held his coffee cup and took a deep breath. Is it because you have an allergic reaction to coffee? Latiz asked. Luo Tian. I can't keep up with your rhythm with this brain circuit. Cough, it's because there's no coffee plant in my area. Luo Tian tasted it beautifully. It's been over 20 years since I last drank coffee, right? It's still that smell. By the way, Luo Tian, where is your home? Latiz asked. Brother Luo Tian said that the entire universe is his home, Bourma interjected on the side. Latiz. Speaking of which, can I ask you something, Latiz? Luo Tian asked. What's going on? As long as I can do it, I will definitely help you complete it. This is what I promised you, Latiz replied. Help me find a place to live, Luo Tian pondered. I may have to stay on Earth for a while longer. Humph, you can really boast, you really treat yourself like an alien, Bourma stared. What should I do? Let's just stay at our house. Our house is so big, Latiz agreed in one fell swoop. Oh, can't you really become a son.in.law? Luo Tian scratched his head. No. It's not what you think. Latiz exclaimed coquettishly. Bourma, you see your sister's face is turning red. Bourma's mother smiled and said to Bourma. Sister, have you really never kissed before? Bourma asked curiously. Latiz' face was filled with tears. This family really can't stay any longer. So, Luo Tian temporarily stayed at Bourma's house. Time passed day by day. 10 years later. Wow, Kaka, me. Bourma. Finally, I'm an adult. Bourma extended her arms, and her curvaceous figure was also displayed in front of Luo Tian. Luo Tian. Isn't it just a year? As for being so happy. Speaking of which, I have been living here for 10 years without realizing it. It has to be said that Luo Tian has gradually become accustomed to living on Earth. At the same time, Luo Tian also got used to playing with Bourma and even Bourma's sister Latiz. This kind of life may be dull, but it is not lacking in excitement. In these ordinary days, Luo Tian finally grew his angelic power to the second level of the first stage. I feel like the pace of advancement is a bit slow. However, after careful consideration, Luo Tian didn't think much of it. Nowadays, the angels of various universes have lived for billions of years. For billions of years, the most powerful among them is the third stage, and only 1 or 2 angels are in the minority. Most angels in the universe are in the second stage of strength. That means I'm practicing quite quickly now. I'll find out when I have time to ask Mels. According to the great priest, Mels and Latte were born on the same day. However, it seems that Luo Tian is eager to become his brother, so he took the initiative to condense it. It depends on how much Mels has cultivated in terms of strength. But this is not in a hurry. Chapter 7. Brother.in.law, shall we go find the Dragon Ball? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Brother-in-law, do I look good? Bourma chuckled and showed Luo Tian her figure and peerless appearance. Cough. I've told you many times not to call me brother.in.law. Your sister and I really don't have much to do, scolded Luo Tian. Hee, got used to it. Bourma smiled like a flower. Are you 16 years old this year? I remember the year I first met you, you happen to be 6 years old, Luo Tian smiled. Well, he's already an adult, Bourma nodded. In my impression, it seems like 18 years old is considered adulthood, Luo Tian pondered and silently examined Bourma. Not to mention, Luo Tian witnessed the growth of Bourma. From a little kid in the past to a beautiful girl now, no, 16 years old is adulthood. Bourma pouted. Okay, you say 16 is 16 years old, Luo Tian smiled. After this summer vacation, I'm going to high school. I plan to take advantage of this summer vacation to fulfill my dream, Bourma said. I don't care, Latte, you have to help me. You promised me. You're not looking for the Dragon Ball, are you? Luo Tian asked. Do you still remember? I thought you forgot about it. Bourma was stunned and looked at Luo Tiandao. I can't forget. Luo Tian smiled, it's also good. It's time to go out for a walk. In the year when Bourma was 10 years old, he discovered a Dragon Ball in his warehouse. After Bourma's investigation and research, I learned some secrets about Dragon Ball. But at that time, Bourma was still young. It is obviously not appropriate to go out and search for Dragon Balls at that age. So Luo Tian also promised to accompany Bourma to find the Dragon Ball when she reaches adulthood. Yes, my sister has already gone on an extraterrestrial trip, Bourma nodded. I've finally grown up and I also want to take a trip to the aliens. There will be opportunities in the future, let's go find the Dragon Ball first. Luo Tian smiled slightly and asked casually, by the way, have you made any wishes yet? Confidentiality, Bourma said with a smile. Luo Tian did not continue to inquire. Of course, there was no use of mind reading. Can I still not know your wish? Don't you just want an outstanding boyfriend? As for Bourma's sister Thais, she left Earth 5 years ago on a GAC spacecraft. Thais really can't keep up with the rhythm of her family. Every time she chats, Thais can always feel waves of helplessness. So when GAC came to play on Earth, Thais made a request to leave with him. Thais's family did not object to this either. In fact, it is mainly because Thais wants to collect materials for the novel. When are you planning to depart? Luo Tian asked. Of course, the faster the better, just today, Bourma said. That's okay, Luo Tian nodded without any objection. Later, Bourma told her parents about going out to search for the Dragon Ball. We're going to find the Dragon Ball, Bourma's mother asked with a smile. Oh my, before I knew it, Bourma had already grown up. Dr. Brives helped his glasses and looked at Bourma, asking, is it really possible to fulfill any wish? I don't know yet, just give it a try and I'll understand, Bourma said. Bourma, have you made a wish yet? Dr. Brives asked. Of course, I've already made a wish, Bourma snorted, but I won't tell my parents now. I know Bourma's wish, probably to find a handsome boyfriend like Luo Tian, Bourma's mother smiled. Stop talking. I was defeated by my parents' brain circuits, and my sister was too scared by the two of you to come back. I'll hurry out, too. Bourma snorted and turned around before leaving. Do you want to go by yourself, Bourma? Dr. Brives asked behind. Of course not, Luo Tian will accompany me to go, said Bourma without looking back. Okay, Luo Tian is with you, and we can rest assured, Dr. Brives nodded. Oh my, Luo Tian is also going. When you come back, shouldn't you all have children? Bourma's mother pondered. Bourma, who had just walked out not too far, almost stumbled and fell to the ground. This family can't stay any longer. No wonder my sister ran away from home so early. I'll hurry up and run away too. Immediately, Bourma took out the Dragon Ball radar and looked at the closest Dragon Ball to him. Luo Tian, look, the nearest Dragon Ball is several thousand kilometers away from us. Bourma pointed to the map on the Dragon Ball radar and looked at Luo Tian with anticipation. Let's set off quickly while it's still early, Luo Tian nodded. The location on the Dragon Ball radar that Bulma refers to is exactly the Baozi mountain where Goku lives. What, you don't praise me either. This is the Dragon Ball radar that I finally made, Bourma pouted, feeling unhappy. Oh. I thought you were buying it, Luo Tian smiled. Bourma. Can you buy this thing? Is this the detector I made based on the wavelength on the Dragon Ball? Forget it, let's go. Bourma took out a capsule and threw it out casually. Bang. The capsule turned into a jet helicopter. Let's go. Bourma stepped onto the helicopter. Luo Tian sat in the passenger seat. Shoo. The jet helicopter soared into the sky and rapidly advanced towards Baozi Mountain. After flying for less than an hour, an alarm signal appeared on the jet helicopter. Oh no, we're out of oil. Bourma gritted his teeth, who used this capsule last time. I didn't even fill it up with oil. What a mistake. Helpless, Bourma had no choice but to control the helicopter and land in the nearby mountainous area. Bourma then turned the helicopter into a capsule and put it away. Not to mention, the air in the mountains is really fresh. Bourma took a deep breath and said to Luo Tian, let's use cars on the mountain road next, and we'll also enjoy the scenery in the mountains. Okay, Luo Tian nodded without any objection. Bang. Bourma casually threw out a capsule, which immediately turned into a green car. Immediately after, Bourma took out the Dragon Ball radar and carefully examined it. Luo Tian, look, the Dragon Ball should be in this area, a little further west. It seems to be on the mountain. Bulma pointed to the Dragon Ball radar and said to Luo Tian. 222 Tuesday. The car headed up the mountain road. Not long after walking, Bourma suddenly saw a big fish appearing ahead. Oh, Luo Tian, what do you think that is? Bulma exclaimed in surprise. A big fish, Luo Tian said. Bourma feels like she's not doing well anymore. Of course I know it's a big fish. The question is, how could such a big fish appear on the road? And this big fish has also overturned. There is a child in front of the big fish, Luo Tian added. That child Luo Tian can't be more familiar with, it's little Goku. Child. Bourma was stunned and stood up to take a look. Sure enough, Bulma saw a child in front of the big fish. Cough, do you want to kill him? Luo Tian saw that Bulma didn't mean to break. Bourma. How could I possibly want to kill him? I didn't react. Creak. Bourma quickly stepped on the brake. Anyway, Bourma's car was also rubbing against the big fish and almost hit the little Goku. Goku was also frightened at this moment, his face changing again and again. Hey, it startled me. It's too dangerous. Why are you walking in the middle of the road with a big fish? Bulma stretched out his head and shouted to Goku. Luo Tian sighed. What a typical female driver. You're almost hitting someone, but you still make sense. You monster, do you want to steal my big fish? Goku shouted. Bulma was stunned for a moment. What does it mean? Why can't I keep up with the rhythm of this child? Who are you saying is a monster? Hey. Goku stepped forward and lifted the green car directly. Oh my. Bulma lost her balance and fell directly into Luo Tian's arms. This is enough for you. Goku said, vigorously waving his arms forward as he threw the car out. Bang. The car flipped several somersaults in the air and hit the ground. Of course, with the protection of Luo Tian, Bulma will definitely not be injured. Despite this, Bourma was also frightened and turned pale, trembling for a while. Is this a wild man? Bourma was furious and broke away from Luo Tian's embrace, taking out a pistol casually. See how I deal with him. Bulma aimed his pistol at Sun Wukong's body. Ah! A fairy has emerged from that monster. Goku shouted. Bourma. Dot. You're just a fairy. Your whole family is a fairy. Bang. Bulma fired a shot and hit Goku on the forehead. It hurts so much, it hurts me so much. What kind of magic are you doing? Goku covered his forehead and grinned in pain. Can't you? Why can't we kill him? Luo Tian, what should we do? Bulma was stunned. Fool, how could that little thing possibly kill me? My body is as strong as steel. Wukong shouted, Fairy. Let me teach you a lesson and hit you hard. It's done. We're going to be eaten by the savages. Woo woo woo. She's so beautiful, should she die in the hands of the savages? Bourma cried. It's really you. As soon as you come up, let's fight. Let me do it, Luo Tian smiled and walked out of the car, greeting little Goku. We're not any fairies, we're humans. Chapter 8. First meeting with Wukong. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. A person. A person. Goku paused slightly. Yes, it's a person. Just like you, look at it, Bourma said busily. Don't move. Don't move. Goku stared at Bulma with a wary expression on his face. Bourma wiped sweat. Why can Luo Tian move? I can't move. You're really suspicious, Bourma said in silence. He is human, I have nothing to say, but you are different, giving people a fragile appearance. Goku looked at Bulma with a skeptical expression on his face. Bourma. Dot. Hey, Luo Tian, what does he mean? Bulma didn't know how to answer. He probably hasn't seen a girl before, Luo Tian smiled. Ah. This tacky old hat. Bourma was speechless. Little one, we are all boys, she is a girl. Luo Tian smiled at little Goku. Girl. Is she a girl? Little Goku was surprised. You're really a country bumpkin, haven't you ever seen a girl? Bourma was truly speechless. It's the first time I've seen a girl. Goku pondered and silently looked at Bulma. When my grandfather was alive, he said to be polite to a girl when he met her. Your grandfather is absolutely right, Bourma nodded vigorously. A girl without a tail, Goku couldn't help but look behind Bulma. What's it? It's a fake tail, and I think it looks pretty good, Bourma glared. Besides, doesn't Luo Tian also have a tail? Ha! This big brother doesn't have a long tail either. Just like my grandfather, he's a strange person, pondered little Goku. Bourma. Dot. Strange person is you, okay. Forget it, why am I arguing with a child about these things? What does this monster do? Did you catch it? Goku pointed to the car. That's not a monster, it's a car made by humans, Bourma explained. Is this a car? I've heard of it before, it looks pretty good, but it's not very sturdy and can easily break with just a hit. Goku jumped onto the car and lightly stepped on it. Bourma. Dot. Are you from the city? Goku jumped down and asked again. Yes, it's from the distant Shidu, Bourma nodded. Come with me, you're a girl, I want to treat you to dinner, little Goku said. Why not invite me? Luo Tian smiled. Please, come together, Goku said naively. After speaking, little Goku dragged the big fish to lead the way ahead. Luo Tian, don't be fooled by the dirt, but this little guy has a lot of strength. If he helps us find the Dragon Ball together, maybe he can be useful, Bourma whispered to Luo Tian. Well, that's good, Luo Tian nodded. Quickly, Goku arrived at his home on Baozi Mountain with Luo Tian and Bulma. Goku's home is not big, and the decoration inside is also very simple, with only one bed and one dining table. Across from the entrance of the room, there is a 4-star dragon pearl emitting a golden light. Grandpa, I'm back. Look, I brought the girl to our house, Goku said to Dragon Ball. Bourma's eyes lit up. Found it. Luo Tian, look. That's the Dragon Ball, it's indeed here. Bourma excitedly grabbed Luo Tian's arm. As the radar shows, my radar did not do anything wrong. As he spoke, Bourma immediately rushed forward and claimed the Dragon Ball as his own. Don't touch my grandfather, this is his relic, said Goku. How could this Dragon Ball be your grandfather? You old hat, let me show you this, Bourma said as she took out her 2 Dragon Balls. Look, what's going on? Ah. It's also Grandpa, you have 2 grandpas. Goku was stunned. This is called Dragon Ball, which appeared in my warehouse a long, long time ago. I didn't know what it was, so I took it to ask many people and even searched for many literature and ancient classics. Bourma explained, after multiple verifications, the answer was finally found in an ancient classic book. This thing is called the Dragon Ball, with a total of 7 stars that can emit a faint golden light. The Dragon Ball contains 1 to 7 stars. Luo Tian. Bourma, why are you still a long, long time ago? Is it okay to say it was 5 years ago? You have a big span here. Yes, Grandpa's one has 4 stars. Goku looked at the stars inside the Dragon Ball. This is called a 4-star bead, the one I found is a 2-star bead, and the other was found by Luo Tian in a place 3 years ago, explained Bourma. Are you looking for Dragon Ball? Goku asked innocently. Yes, it's not easy to gather all 7, Bourma nodded. Are you making prayer beads? Goku asked. Of course not. If you gather all 7 dragon beads, a miracle will happen. Bourma smiled, as long as you gather all 7 dragon beads, say. Come out, the divine dragon. The divine dragon will appear and can fulfill any of our wishes. It sounds quite interesting, Goku eagerly anticipated. A long, long time ago, it seemed like someone gathered the dragon beads and became the king, Bourma said. But as time passed, the dragon beads also dispersed to various parts of the world. I want to collect these dragon beads again. Hey, give me this 4-star bead. No, this is Grandpa's relic. Goku directly refused. Why don't you follow us to find the Dragon Ball? It's also a kind of experience for you, Luo Tian continued. Men should go around and practice well. I believe your parents will be very pleased if they can see your growth one day. Big brother is right, but this ball needs to be placed on me, Goku nodded. Luo Tian, you seem to know his parents, said Bourma. Don't mention it, his father and I have a good relationship, Luo Tian smiled. Bourma. Do you know his father? You really know how to speak. Forget it, let's not dwell on this issue. Anyway, Luo Tian always talks big. After all these years, I've actually gotten used to it. Actually, Bourma didn't know that what Luo Tian said was basically true. It can be seen that truth is in the hands of a few people. But not to mention, it's better for him to hold the Dragon Ball to avoid any accidents. We still have a backup, Bourma pondered. Luo Tian nodded. Let's go, let's start our happy journey. Bourma smiled, look, this is the Dragon Ball radar I made. I made it based on the faint radio waves emitted by the Dragon Ball. I'm a genius. The next Dragon Ball is about 1,200 kilometers away from here. I don't understand. Goku scratched his head. You broke my car, so I have to change it into another car, Bourma said, taking out a capsule and casually asking, by the way, I haven't asked what your name is yet. My name is Little Goku. What a strange name. Bourma was speechless. Big brother's name is Luo Tian, right? And you? Goku asked Bourma. 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 Ha, what a strange name. Goku laughed heartily. Bourma. You actually think my name is strange? Is your name strange, okay? Bang! Bourma snorted and threw out a universal capsule, transforming it into a car. You are indeed a fairy, yet you know magic. Goku immediately became alert. You tacky old hat, this is not magic. This kind of portable capsule is very common in the city, Bourma said in silence. Also call me a fairy. Actually, Bourma looks like a fairy, Luo Tian smiled. Bourma. Goku looked confused. What does it mean? Let's go. Bourma called out, Luo Tian, you come and drive, let me rest for a while. It's easy to say. Luo Tian did not object. Shoo. Luo Tian stepped on the gas pedal all the way and increased the speed to the extreme. Oh, it feels so slow. Compared to my flight, it's not even a bit slow. Forget it, just make do with it. Great, running much faster than me. Goku lay on the window and looked out, his face filled with shock. Thus, Luo Tian's journey of searching for the Dragon Ball with Goku and Bulma began. The following story allowed Luo Tian to revisit the history of Dragon Ball. The people I met afterwards were naturally turtles, turtle fairies, oolong, leping, and so on. However, due to the existence of Luo Tian, neither turtle immortal or leping had any negative thoughts towards Bulma. After seeing leping, Bourma naturally showed little interest in him. After all, just in terms of appearance, Luo Tian has left leping for 10 streets. Luo Tian, however, carries an angelic aura. Not only is he handsome, but his temperament cannot be compared to that of ordinary humans. With a handsome guy like Luo Tian, who has a stunning appearance, Bulma naturally wouldn't be tempted to see other men. After confirming that Bourma had no feelings for leping, Luo Tian left while searching for the Dragon Ball. It's a bit boring. Moreover, searching for Dragon Balls does not increase the power of angels. If it can increase the power of angels, Luo Tian can accompany them to continue searching. Otherwise, even though you know where the Dragon Ball is, it can be quite boring to explore bit by bit. Around the 10th day after Luo Tian returned home, Bulma also returned with a disheveled face. How about it? Have you fulfilled your wish by gathering all the Dragon Balls? Luo Tian asked with a smile. Don't mention it, in the end, that guy from Oolong had a boring wish. Bourma sighed, it's all your fault. Leave halfway, otherwise, maybe I can fulfill my wish. Chapter 9. Bourma, I will fulfill your wish for you. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What wish do you really want? Tell me, maybe I can help you fulfill it, Luo Tian asked with a smile. No. I don't want to say it. Bourma pouted and shook her head vigorously. My wish is to make you like me and never leave me. Can you do it? However, Bourma just kept these words hidden in his heart. What if Luo Tian likes his sister? By the way, I wonder if my sister likes him or not. If my sister likes him, is it okay for me, who is a younger sister, to compete with her for a man? So conflicted. The search for the Dragon Ball has come to an end. Next, several more years passed. In recent years, many things have also happened, from the world's top martial arts competition to the battle between Little Goku and the Red Ribbon Legion, and then to the Big Demon King, as well as Sun Wukong growing up and marrying Chi-Chi at the martial arts competition. These things are almost identical to the familiar Dragon Ball storyline of Luo Tian. The only difference is that Leping did not live at Bourma's home, and naturally had no interaction with Bourma. They can only be considered ordinary friends and cannot be more ordinary. But there is one thing that Luo Tian knows. That is, Leping has always been secretly in love with Bourma. But Bourma has no interest in Leping at all. Furthermore, regarding the appearance of Peach White or the Big Demon King, Luo Tian did not take any action. Sun Wukong can solve them, but Luo Tian has no need to take action. Time flies like a shuttle. After defeating the newborn bike, Wukong and Chi-Chi moved to live in Baozi Mountain. This will last for 5 years. In these years, Luo Tian has also cultivated the level of angel power to the peak of the second level in the first stage. There is still one step away from the third layer. Luo Tian, Lao Gui just called and said we should go and play with him, Bourma said to Luo Tian. Okay, it's time to go out and explore. Over the years, I feel like my strength has been improving slowly, sighed Luo Tian. You really mean it? Son Wukong is constantly practicing. You're lucky, you know how to eat, drink, and drink all day long. Bourma rolled her eyes, do you think you have strength? Anyway, I haven't seen you participate in the world's top martial arts competition. I'm very strong, they're all too weak, Luo Tian shook his head. It's like a game. I'm at level 100 now. Do you know how many levels Sun Wukong is at? How much? Asked Bourma. Just hold on to level 10, Luo Tian pondered. Bourma. But by the way, I remember my sister saying that when you saved her before, you easily defeated the 2 criminals, Bourma thought thoughtfully. Do you know my strength now? Luo Tian smiled. I don't know. I just know you're bragging really well, Bourma snorted. Let's go. Today, Wukong said he's going to play at the Guaxian's place too. Well, let's go. Luo Tian nodded. By the way, my sister has been in the extraterrestrial world for years and refuses to come back. It's been a long time since I've seen her. Bourma didn't know what to say. Perhaps she has become accustomed to the days of traveling in outer space, Luo Tian said. Okay, whatever she wants, Bourma smiled. Shoo. Immediately, Bourma piloted the jet helicopter and flew rapidly towards the small island where the turtle ferry was located. The helicopter landed on the island. Long time no see, Bourma pushed open the door. Ah. It's Miss Bourma, and Luo Tian, Clin quickly called out. Oh my, it's been a long time since we last saw each other. The turtle fairy nodded, you guys are so ruthless. I've called you several times and asked you to come and play, but it's good of you not to come at all. At this point, the turtle fairy leaned towards Bourma's ear. How is it? Have you confessed to Luo Tian? Asked the turtle fairy. Bourma rolled her eyes. No. I'm still waiting for Luo Tian to confess to me. You are almost 30 years old this year, right? The turtle fairy sighed, you see, even Wukong is married. Bang! Bourma punched the turtle fairy on the forehead with one punch. Let me trouble you. Bourma shouted angrily, don't talk about my age. I will always be an 18-year-old girl. The turtle fairy wiped sweat. What are you talking about? Luo Tian asked with a smile. Nothing, nothing. The turtle fairy shook his head and quickly denied his words earlier. Luo Tian smiled and didn't say much. Luo Tian knows very well about Bourma's thoughts on himself. As an angel, if you can't even see this, then the aura of this angel is useless. However, Luo Tian has not yet decided whether to be with Bourma or not. My dream lover is not just one girl, Bourma. By the way, where's Lanky? Why isn't she at home? Asked Bourma. 5 years ago, I eloped with Tianjin Fan, Clin replied. Bourma. Eloped. This Lanqi unexpectedly eloped with Tianjin Fan. Hello. At this moment, a sound came from outside. It's Goku's voice. Klein looked excited. Wukong is here, Bourma smiled. Later, Luo Tian and others opened the door and arrived outside. Hello everyone, long time no see. Sun Wukong waved his hand to Luo Tian and others, still holding a child in his arms. A child with a long tail. Wukong. It's been a long time since we last saw each other, Bourma smiled. Luo Tian nodded lightly at son Wukong. Wukong. I really miss you so much. Aren't you even contacting us? Clin said angrily. Ha ha ha. Son Wukong smiled. Wukong, I just wanted to ask. Is this child? Bourma couldn't help but ask. Yeah, are you helping others take care of their children? Klein also asked. Ah, this is my son. Son Wukong smiled slightly. Bourma, Clin, and the turtle fairy were immediately stunned. Son Wukong has a son now. Is this too amazing? Is it strange? Son Wukong smiled and said, Hey, Wufan, hello to everyone. Speaking, Sun Wukong put down Sun Wufan. Hello everyone, my name is Sun Wufan and I am 4 years old this year. Sun Wufan introduced himself. Wufan. It's the same name as your deceased grandfather, the turtle immortal pondered. Yeah, Sun Wukong nodded. You really scared me, I didn't expect you to bring your son over. The turtle fairy sighed and whispered to Bourma, Bourma, don't you hurry up. You haven't seen so many years go by, and it seems that Luo Tian hasn't aged at all. Bourma was slightly stunned. On the contrary, it's not that I'm talking about you. I've noticed a slight wrinkle in the corners of your eyes, said the turtle fairy. If you don't hurry up, you'll become a yellow-faced woman when you reach a certain age. Bourma glared angrily. However, after careful consideration of the turtle fairy's words, Bourma felt that what he said was not wrong. Yes, so many years have passed, and Luo Tian's appearance has not changed at all. When I was 6 years old, I met Luo Tian. Luo Tian said he is already 20 years old. Nearly 20 years have passed now. Luo Tian should be 40 already, right? Can't a 40-year-old man show any signs of aging? I should hurry up now. Well, after returning home today, I will confess my love to Luo Tian. Even Sun Wukong has a son. Time is like a knife, and knives make people old. Ha! Tail. Bourma also noticed the tail behind Sun Wufan at this moment. Haha, yes, just like me before. Monkey King laughed. Will there be any special changes in this child? Bourma's heart tightened and he quickly asked. Have you ever? Clin also asked nervously. A special change. What does it mean? Sun Wukong couldn't understand. For example. On the night of a full moon or something, the turtle fairy suggested. On a night of full moon. We went to bed very early. Sun Wukong shook his head and asked in confusion, why do you ask that? It's nothing. Go to bed and wake up early, good habit, good habit. The turtle fairy laughed heartily. Wukong, is this child as strong as you? Clin asked. Perhaps it is. Sun Wukong nodded, I think he should have great potential. I also tried to train Wufan, but Chi-Chi was very angry. Why? Clin expressed confusion, what a pity, isn't it? I also think it's a pity, but Chi-Chi said that the world is already peaceful, so there is no need to continue practicing. The future is an era of learning culture, said Sun Wukong. Ha ha ha, that mischievous little girl is actually an educational mother. The turtle fairy chuckled. Is this a Dragon Ball set on Wufan's hat? Bourma noticed the Dragon Ball on Wufan's hat. Yes, it's a 4-star Dragon Ball. It's my grandfather's relic, and I brought it back and put it on for Wufan. Sun Wukong nodded. Later, I also found 3-star and 6-star Dragon Balls, which are now kept at home. Seeing these Dragon Balls reminds me of the past. Luo Tian, what are you looking at? Clin noticed Luo Tian staring at the distant sky and couldn't help but ask. There are people flying in the sky over there. Oh my, I'm afraid trouble is coming, Luo Tian sighed. Just as Luo Tian's words fell, Sun Wukong suddenly sensed something and immediately turned his head to look into the sky behind him. What is it? Are they from Tianjin? Asked Bourma. I feel a very powerful energy approaching us, what exactly is it? Sun Wukong's face changed color, and cold sweat slid down from his face. What? The turtle fairy was stunned for a moment. He's here. Sun Wukong looked up at the sky. Sun Wufan tightly grasped his father's pants. Pop. The next moment, a person with long hair fell from the sky and landed opposite Luo Tian and others. This person is also wearing a strange instrument on his ear, and a green lens has stretched out from the instrument, blocking his eyes. Latiz looked around at Luo Tian and others present. Chapter 10 Latiz. This white-haired person seems to have seen it somewhere before. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Hey, you've grown up, Carrot. I recognized you at a glance. Latiz smiled and looked at Monkey King silently. You look just like your father. Hey. Sun Wukong was slightly stunned. Are you talking to me? Who is this guy? What is he talking about? Kling also looked puzzled. Although Latiz said so, he still gave Luo Tian an extra glance. Why does this person look a bit familiar? In my impression, there seems to be a guy with white hair on the planet Vegeta. Does it seem to look like this too? Never mind, I must have admitted my mistake. Aren't all the planets of Vegeta already destroyed? Moreover, this guy's combat power is 0. What a pitiful creature. What is the combat power of the white-haired guy on the planet Vegeta? I can't remember, time is far away. Leave him alone for now. How's it going? Isn't your mission to eliminate all the Earthlings? Latiz said coldly, why are there so many human beings still around now? What are you talking about? Hey, I don't know who you are, but I advise you to go back quickly. It's not good to get drunk like this in broad daylight. Kling shook his finger and walked step by step towards Latiz's direction. Kling. Don't get close to him. Sun Wukong quickly warned. Bang. When Kling first approached Latiz, he saw Latiz's tail wrapped around his waist give a fierce flick and hit Kling hard. Kling flew backwards and plunged his head into the wall of the turtle immortal house behind him. Kling's head was deeply embedded in the wooden house. Kling. Sun Wukong exclaimed in surprise. Oh. Kling let out a mournful cry. Bourma was even more frightened, trembling all over and tightly hugging Luo Tian. You bastard. Sun Wukong was furious. However, Sun Wukong was immediately surprised to discover the tail on Latiz's body. Yes. It's the tail. Sun Wukong was shocked, this guy has a tail. Humph, finally recognized. Latiz smiled. Recognized. What does it mean? Sun Wukong still looked puzzled. Carrot, have you forgotten even this? It's really amazing. Latiz felt a pang of pain. Hey, I'm asking you, have you ever had a concussion or something before? My name is not Carrot, my name is Sun Wukong, Sun Wukong corrected. Answer my question. Did you have a serious head impact when you were a child? Latiz shouted. Yes, I don't remember very clearly, but I did get hit on the head when I was a child, and now I still have scars. Sun Wukong nodded. Sure enough, that's it. Latiz figured it out. So what? Sun Wukong asked in reverse. Wukong, Wufan, who passed away a long time ago, once said that he found a child with a long tail. This child has a very irritable temperament, and there is absolutely no way to deal with him. The turtle fairy explained on the side. Suddenly one day, while playing, this child accidentally fell into a mountain valley and was hit hard on the head, almost dying. However, he survived with his strong vitality. From then on, his wild personality changed and he became an honest and obedient child. Is that me? Sun Wukong paused slightly. Yes, the turtle fairy nodded. Bourma. Luo Tian, what do you think this means? That guy doesn't have any connection with Wukong, does he? Asked Bourma. Luo Tian smiled and didn't answer. Who the hell are you? Sun Wukong gritted his teeth and asked. You kid forgot everything completely, Latiz snorted. Alright, I want you to know about your past, and from now on, you should do what you need to do well. Oh. At this moment, Clin gritted his teeth and crawled out of the house. Clin, are you okay? Sun Wukong quickly asked with concern. It's okay. I can still hold on, Clin replied. Be careful, that guy's strength is extraordinary. I know. Sun Wukong nodded, I just have a terrible feeling when facing him. I tell you, Kakarot, first of all, you are not a person on this planet. You were born on the planet Vegeta, and you are worthy of praise. You are the strongest race of the Scion people in the universe, Latiz said loudly. Sun Wukong was stunned. The turtle fairy also widened her eyes. Kling was even more shocked. I said no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't surpass him. Originally, Wukong's boy was an alien. Scion. It feels like I've heard of it somewhere before. Bourma muttered. And I am your brother Latiz. Latiz continued. Sun Wukong and others were once again shocked. Wukong. Wukong's biological brother. Clin smiled bitterly. Is it really a biological brother? Bourma silently looked at Latiz. It doesn't look like it. Sun Wukong was also immediately stunned. Is this guy my brother? You're talking nonsense. Sun Wukong didn't believe it. If Wukong were an alien, why would he be on Earth? Clin questioned. This question is very simple. In order to eliminate the humans living on this planet, Kakarot was sent here, Latiz sneered. We Saya are a fighting race, and our job is to find planets with suitable environments, eliminate the humans living there, and then sell the planet to aliens at a high price. Sun Wukong and others did not speak. If we encounter people on a planet with strong combat power, we will use adult warriors to deal with them. For low-level planets like Earth, sending babies like you is enough. Latiz explained, coincidentally, there is also a moon on this planet. You can eliminate all the humans here in a few years alone. Have you forgotten even the most basic commands? If that's really the case, then it's too scary, even more terrifying than that big demon King Bick, Clint said in a trembling voice. Hey, what impact does the moon here have on me? Sun Wukong asked in confusion. Don't be fooled, isn't it the night when we Saya unleash our strongest energy on a full moon? Latiz smiled. Bourma and others were also immediately dumbfounded. Bourma and the other three clearly saw Sun Wukong's terrifying transformation into a giant ape. Make it clear, Sun Wukong forgot about everything he did when he transformed into a giant ape and recovered. You guy. Where's your tail? Where's your tail? Latiz was stunned and quickly asked. I cut it off a long time ago, Sun Wukong said. You idiot, no wonder you can get along well with people on this planet. So you cut off your tail, Latiz shouted angrily. Enough. I'm neither a scion from another planet nor your brother, and all of this has nothing to do with me. Sun Wukong shouted, you guys are the most despicable. I grew up here, Sun Wukong. You should go back quickly. Yes. Bourma also waved his hand at Latiz. Hurry up. Not bad, no matter what happened in the past, Sun Wukong has now become a human on Earth, continued the turtle fairy. Well, Wukong has saved our world. You better hurry up and leave, Clin exclaimed. Things are not as simple as you say, Latiz chuckled lightly. The Saiyans were originally a minority, and the planet Vegeta exploded after being hit by a huge meteorite. Almost all Saiyans became dust in the universe, including our parents. Sun Wukong did not speak. Mainly because I feel unfamiliar with my biological parents. Among the remaining Scion people, there are only 4, including you, Latiz explained. My other 2 and I went to conquer another planet at the time, so we were saved. Recently, we found a planet that could sell for a high price, and it was a bit difficult for the 3 of us to attack, so I thought of Kakarot. Although your combat power is not yet perfect, if we put our forces together, we will definitely succeed. Sun Wukong was speechless. Wake up quickly, Carrot. You should be excited, isn't the blood of the saints boiling on you? Latiz continued. Don't dream, I won't help you even if I die, Sun Wukong shouted. I noticed just now, is that your son standing behind you? Latiz looked at Sun Wufan. No, no. Sun Wukong quickly shouted. You can't deceive me, his tail is the best evidence. Latiz smiled. What do you want to do? Sun Wukong was shocked. You're not very sensible as a father, so I'm planning to use your son, Latiz smiled. If you dare to come over again, I won't be polite to you. Sun Wukong looked at Latiz approaching step by step, clenched his fist, and shouted angrily. Bang! Latiz's knee pressed heavily against Sun Wukong's abdomen. Sun Wukong flew up to a height and then fell softly to the ground. One hit. Latiz just lightly knocked Sun Wukong down to the ground. Ah! Sun Wukong felt his body almost falling apart. This guy is too powerful, isn't he? I am no match for him at all. Dad! Sun Wufan quickly rushed towards his father, but was grabbed by Latiz from behind. The turtle fairy raised his cane, wanting to attack but knowing that he was far from his opponent. Kling was even more frightened and his whole body trembled. Bourma, on the other hand, hid in Luo Tian's arms, trembling with fear. Wow, wow! Sun Wufan burst into tears.